Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T95 Tier 9 American SPG located on the north spawn of Abbey. It's under the commands of Andromeda of No Retreat, No Surrender. Okay, game on. Well, he's actually in platoon with two of his buddies in this game. And there they are, both of them going off in the other direction, a T54 and a CS59, third party bottom, and crap but happy. Well, what a pair of names. Andromeda's quite familiar with the T95. He sent me quite a few replays before, but we've got 3 replays for you to consider in this video. And yeah, I think you might enjoy them. You can see he's got the symbol for the high caliber on the top of his T95. And he's done it quite a few times because it's actually the top award. So I'd be very interested to see how he gets on. It's a tier 10 game and he's in a tier 9 tank destroyer, so he will earn extra XP for all the high tier, or rather tier 10 tanks that he takes on. And he's got the 155mm howitzer, which is capable of doing 750 alpha, and with the premium rounds goes through 320mm of armour. With standard rounds it's 276. He's loaded the premium straight away because I think he knows it's going to come up against some serious opposition. And well, his teammates of the T123 and the GSOR decided to stop, and I think that's because they saw that guy up ahead and he's just been ammo-racked for 1,400 hit points. But Andromeda did get hit in the tracks by an SU-130PM. Another T95, an AMX-30. Oh my god, he's receiving fire from just about everyone, but he just can't see them. There's the AMX-30 again. There's the 268. Everybody's firing at him. And he just can't see them at all, so he's just firing blind. I think that did hit something. I think one of the weaknesses of the T95 is the fact that it does have 4 sets of tracks. As the T95 is firing HE at him now. That was an HE round. The big explosion when it hit the vehicle. In fact, they're firing HE at the E3 as well. You can see that one there. Just exploded on the front of him. But he's decided to pull back, and I think he's now out of view range of the enemy. They're concentrating all their fire on the E3. Now he is actually acting as a pretty big roadblock on this side of the map. On the other side of the map, one of his platoon mates, third party bottom, has actually been wiped out, but the other one, crap but happy, is still alive. No sign of the enemy at all. Okay, it's decided to push forward. Ah, he's been spotted again. So awaits the massive volley of fire as it comes in this direction from the enemy. We can see there is one enemy light tank up ahead. That's an ELC M90 who's gone up onto that the heights above the road. I don't know what you would call it, but the bank above the road, to actually shoot into the Abbey area. And oh, he's found one. Okay, it's the T95, so he's going for the cupola, which is one of the weak spots, and he gets a hit, but it's a low roll. The T95 only hits him in the tracks, and that was an AP round. Now he's going for the 263. The lower plate is the best place to go for. He's still not loaded though. So 14-second load. Oh! Well, he actually penetrated the top of the body on that one, which is quite unusual. And he's putting back, because there's a bit of a ridge line here which he can use against the T95, but that might encourage him to shoot at Andromeda's cupolas. But he got around into his lower plate there. But the 268 managed to penetrate the side of the vehicle for 768, but he's gone. And he was killed by the E3 behind him. Okay, so trying to get another shot. No, it was blocked by the 263, that one. Ideal is to hit the lower plate of a 263 because that's the weak spot. can't see the lower plate at the moment. He's only being given the top, but he managed to take him out. I think he used an HE round on him, actually. That worked. He's reloading an HE. The HE rounds will actually do 950 alpha, penetrate 90mm, but it's the actual fact they do module damage, and if you've got a badly damaged tank, even a small bit of module damage is enough to finish off the tank. And the T95 goes down to the E3, who's decided to take point, and that's going to be a relief to Andromeda, because then he's not the one taking all the pressure. Oh, now his HE round hit the ELC, but the kill shot went to the GSOR behind him. Of course, he's got an auto loader, so he can just fire as many rounds as he's got in his clip. And Andromeda's now decided to go up onto this bank as well to see if he can spot anything. There's only 2 enemy tanks left, and well, there's one of them. It's the AMX-30, the French Tier 9 medium tank. He locked onto him. Can he get a shot? Not at the moment. Yes, he can. Oh, over the top of the engine deck. Maybe should have led the target a bit, but he's going to reload. He's been spotted though. Not to worry for him. If he gets this shot in, he'll get the kill. He does! He penetrated the armour of the AMX-30, took him out altogether, and he slides down this bank. Not the most graceful way to get into this area, but there's the SU-130PM dying, and that's the end of the first game with a victory. So let's have a look at the second game. And here is the second game, and this time it's on the Studzianki map. And he's still in platoon with Crap But Happy and Total Party Bottom, but this time round Total Party Bottom's in the T95 and Crap But Happy's in the T30. And that's the Tier 9 American turreted tech destroyer. Looks like Andromeda's always come to life. There we go, he's off. There's some rather interesting videos about the T95 on Sofilein's channel. I'll give a link in the description to the video. She actually visits the only surviving T95 as it has its tracks fitted, the second set of tracks, to make it a 4-track vehicle. Basically the T28 and the T95, basically the same tank, just different names at different times. Okay, he's making his way down to the factory along with Total Party Bottom. Still got the 155mm gun with 750 alpha on the standard rounds and 950 with the HE. Okay, there's an AMX M449 at the other end, and looks like there's a Baraska round as well. Okay, Total Party Bottom moving down the railway tracks. Oh, he's come up against someone, and it's the Barask, and I think he's blocking the railway tracks at the moment, which is causing a few problems for Andromeda, because he wants to get at that Centurion. He's worried that the Centurion might poke around the corner and try and shoot him, and he has done that. Yes, that's what he's trying to do. He blocks the shot from the Centurion. Unfortunately, his shot doesn't hit the target. He's got a long reload, 14.41 seconds, and there's bound to be more than one tank around that corner. But he has got the support of an IS-2 too. Oh, no, he didn't penetrate the rear of that M449, and he's now taking fire from a lurver to his left that he can't see. Took a round in the tracks from both the M449 and the Centurion. He burns his repair kit. Yeah, he's taking fire, and some of those rounds are HE rounds. It's almost loaded. He fires this round straight away and goes straight through the AMX M449. And the kill shot goes to the IS-2 too. So now he's going after the Centurion. He's almost loaded. And potentially he's got a steel wall now as well. Unfortunately, he got tracked at that moment by the Centurion, but he fixes his tracks quickly, backs up against the wall so the guy can't get round behind him, and he's almost loaded. And he puts the round into the Centurion, and the IS-22 kill steals again. Okay, he wants to deal with that Lerva, I think. He's lost a lot of his hit points. He lost his commander as well, and he's got a repair kit. Oh, he's got a first aid kit, but he hasn't used it to actually get his commander back up and running. The commander is the important for view range. No, he's just trying to back away for the moment because I think he wants to go after that Lerva, and the best way to do that would be to go north around these buildings and to keep that bank between him and the Lerva until he gets close. Now, the T95 as a concept was actually designed to be an assault gun to destroy bunkers and that sort of thing, so it's got a very, very heavy gun for that purpose. It wasn't originally intended that they would actually take on enemy tanks, but after the Americans saw the IS-3 at the Victory Parade, I guess they thought, well, we do have to have some heavy armour that would actually be able to fend off shots from an IS-3 and still be able to do the job of knocking down the bunkers. Well, the shot didn't take out that Lerva. He fired an HE round at him, but it didn't kill him. But Crap But Happy in the T30 obliges and takes out the Lerva, and that means that Andromeda can now keep moving forward. Now, they saw briefly a tortoise on the enemy team. Andromeda's landed an AP round this time, probably because he needs to deal with that tortoise, and HE rounds really wouldn't do a lot of good for the tortoise. Well, it's got pretty heavy armour. It's basically the British version of a T95, you might say. It's also an assault gun. Okay, he's going to rise over the embankment, try and take on that tortoise. Oh, there's a GSOR there as well. He's locked onto the GSOR and gets a hit. 903 hit points of damage on that. Did take a round from the tortoise, but it went into the tracks. No harm done. And the tortoise was taken out by our Scorpion G from the centre line, from the trench. Okay, the GSOR's pulled back. There is an ISU-152 on the enemy team, but we can't see him. There's the Barask. He's way down in the south. There's no Arty in this game. There's the ISU, and he's on the ridge line, right at the base of the ridge line. And, well, Crap But Happy gets him. There's only 4 enemies left. 2 of those are, well, in the village, or one of them is now, because the Barask just got killed, so that just leaves the STG down there. And so the last 2 that we haven't seen are both Jagdtigers. They're powerful machines, the Jagdtiger. I don't think Andromeda's going to stay in the cap for long. Okay, there's the Jagdtiger, or one of them, and he's looking this way, and I don't think he got a hit there, but it looks like Crap But Happy just got taken out by one of the Jagdtigers. One of his platoon mates actually did get a hit on the Jagdtiger just before Crap But Happy got killed. There's the STG. Just one Jagdtiger, one. There's the Jagdtiger right up on top. Oh, good hit. High roll, 827. He's potentially got the high caliber. There goes the Jagdtiger. That means there's just one enemy left. And, well, there's two capping out in the cap. If he doesn't move soon, the game's going to be over by capping. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. And that's it. The game's over. It's a victory. The last in the series of 3 battles is on the Cliff map, and he's on the North Spawn. And this time, he's all alone. Well, I say all alone, but he's got 14 teammates. But no, he's got no platoon mates in this battle. Now, the forward speed of this tank destroyer, well, I say tank destroyer, that's what it's classed as. This assault gun is 20 kilometers an hour forwards, 10 kilometers an hour backwards. It's incredibly slow, but then it's a lot of metal moving very slowly indeed. And normal reload time for the gun is around about 15 seconds, but he's managed to get it down to 14.84. Probably got a rammer in there. And he's actually got the alter configuration as well, which shows that on the down below the improved configuration, which puts the fuel tank, the ammo rack, and the engine, well, it actually puts them, makes them more difficult to be damaged and set on fire. Well, the enemies managed to get a Lynx 6x6 and a Type 61 up onto the top next to the donut. That's the round rock up on the second level. Andromeda's showing no fear. He's just driving straight down the western pass towards the enemy. He will have to turn in to the left if he wants to avoid getting shot at by that Type 61 though. Either that or he's going to have to go to the right to actually get behind those rocks, and I think that's what he's decided to do. The Lynx has seen him. You can see him up there, and the Lynx puts a round into him for 268. He's watching him. All the time this is going on, he's watching what's happening. Okay, he's getting hit in the tracks, but the Type 61 put a round into him as well, so he needs to get behind this rock, or he'll lose a load of hit points in the process. Okay, there are Arty in this game, so he's going to take some Arty rounds as well. Puts a big round into the Tiger 1 for 868. Can get another one in. Just need to reload. Tiger can't get through the armor. He needs to aim for the cupolas, but he's not going to be able to get that at distance. Not easily. Even with an 88mm gun. Yeah, Tiger doesn't really want to poke out now because he knows that he's in danger if he does. Now, I actually thought that he was going to go to the left and actually attack the Type 61 and the 6x6, but he's actually ignoring them and just sitting here, which means he can occupy and hold the western pass and stop the enemy moving more tanks up next to the donut. It was a heavy price to do that though, because he's lost 900 hit points getting into this position. He's firing blind to see if the guy's there. If it was a vision problem, it wasn't. He's just not poking out. That Tiger 1 doesn't want to come around the corner. We can see that Scorpion G, and he's moving to a position where he's out of the way, so he can't be seen by Andromeda. There he is now. He's going to try and take a shot at Andromeda, but he's risking a lot because, there you go, 754 hit points, a high roll, but Andromeda pulls back behind the rock for cover, and he's still bouncing rounds from that Tiger. That Oni up a long way away. He can get a shot into that guy. Tiger's given up trying to hit him now because he's just not going to pen. The rounds have just bounced off the front of the vehicle. The Scorpion hasn't tried another shot. But that Oni, he could hit him. And he hit him in the tracks. The Warriors, of course, the Oni will fire HE back, and boom, that was an HE round, I think. Or was it? Well, the Scorpion did try to hit us, but he only got the tracks. Now, there's another Oni closer. Didn't get that one in. In fact, there's only one Oni on the ground in the battle, so I think he was actually zoomed in to see that Oni. And looks like that Kampfpanzer 50-ton managed to get down from the western pass and was taking on our ISs, but now he's kind of exposed himself. And the Oni did hit him with a round, but yes, the Kampfpanzer did take some damage there, 796 hit points, and that's going to ruin his game because next shot is going to take him out altogether and send him back to the garage. Yep, he's gone. There's that Lynx. Yeah, it was an HE round from the Oni. Oh, beautiful shot. 6x6 is gone. He just aimed for the front of the vehicle and blasted, and he's killed him. Only 2 rounds of AP left though, and then he's going to be digging into the premium rounds. I do like the way that he's only using the standard rounds to start with, and then if he has to dip into the premium he will, but he's keeping them in reserve to try and maximise his credits. Now his team is 2 tanks down at the moment, so they're not doing so well. But he's going to push ahead regardless. And there goes the Scorpion. That's his second kill of the game. The Tiger is still trying to hit him, but not getting very well, doing very well. And he's been hit by an artillery round. Again, it didn't do any damage. Well, 124 hit points of damage. It's not really much. Okay, the Oni is just over there. I think that's what he wants to go for now, but if he does go for him, he might take some damage from that Tiger, so better to take the Tiger out first. And he's killed the Tiger, so he can't get hit in the side by the Tiger, but he's still taking Arty rounds. The GW just tried to hit him again and did no damage. I think that Oni is going to regret firing on the Andromeda, because he's going to get a real hammering. That's a low roll, 670. All he could do was immobilize Andromeda and do 126 hit points, but now Andromeda is going to take him out of the game with his next shot. He just needs to get 1 round in, and that Oni is backing himself into a corner. He's trying to hide. Oh! He was very lucky. That shot didn't pen, but his HE round does virtually no damage at all. 24 hit points. And you can see that was an Arty round finding him just then. It stunned him, but didn't do any damage. And there goes the Oni. So they are now even. They were down by 2 tanks, but now they're even again. And there's the GW Panther in sight. Well, there was the GW Panther. Our Arty just took care of their Arty, and that means he doesn't have to worry about that Arty anymore. But there's still a Lorraine 15550 out there on the enemy team. There's the Striv. That's the guy who was firing at him only a short while ago. Unfortunately, that round appeared to sail right over the top of the Striv, and he's now, well, with the gun elevation, he can't really get a shot on the Striv at the moment, but the Striv's going to be hard pressed to get shots on him as well because of the cliff edge. If he does try to get shots on Andromeda, he's probably going to expose himself, in which case Andromeda will finish him off. A Progetto's just come around the corner to his right. The enemy Lorraine's been taken out by our IS, who's gone up near the cap area. He's turning around to deal with the Progetto. Unfortunately, we just lost the IS. The Striv took care of him. Now, the problem with actually going after that Progetto is that the Striv will probably shoot us in the rear if we do. And it would only take 2 shots for the Striv to kill us. So I think Andromeda's biding his time for the moment, hoping that the projector is going to come after him. There's only 3 left on the enemy team. And on Andromeda's team, he's got an UDES 03 and 2 Arty. A GW Panther S51. There's the strip. Okay, now if the strip tries to fire on him, he might be able to get shots back at the guy. He's locked on, but he doesn't need to lock on, just aim manually. Oh, he got a fire! And the strip is down, taken out by one of our Arty. GW Panther got him. And that means now he can go after the Progetto without fear of being shot at in the rear. The enemy Scorpion is at some distance away apparently, but he might return. Progetto is trying to get away. Oh no, that's bad driving. I think he didn't realise he was right up against the edge, and the Scorpion is now behind us. He did come back, but he's minimal hit points, and he's the last enemy. So this could be to win the battle if he can get the shot on target. He might want to load an HE round because... Oh, he doesn't need to. 1 hit point and that's it. He's won the game. Guns up. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And here's the end of battle stats for the first battle, and if you remember, that's the one on Abbey, and where he was on the river road and the enemy could see him but he couldn't see the enemy, so get return fire. He managed to get a first class tanker in the T95. He got a demolition expert because he blew up one of the enemy tanks, killed them outright. He also got a shell proof for blocking more damage than hit points to his own vehicle, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks with damage to him, a fight for effect for doing more damage to hit points for his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 6. He got a cool headed for blocking at least 10 ricochets non-penetrating shots in a row, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and he also got a steel wall for blocking the most damage in that game, and his win rate from that battle was 8,262. Let's have a look at team score. There you go, top of the table with 5,632 hit points. The next high scorer being the Progetto 65 on the enemy team with 3,949, followed by the Striv S1 on his own team with 3,531. His platoon mates, where are they now? There they are. Crapper Happy was the highest with the T54 and managed to get 985. Total Party Bottom in the CS59 got 409. If you remember, they went off to the other side of the map to fight. When it came to kills, again he's got the highest number with 3 kills. Nobody else managed to get more than him, but the next bunch of tanks all got 2 kills apiece. The Striv, the E3, the Barask and the GSOR 1008. When it came to base XP, yes, he's got the top in that one as well, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,276 base experience points, 1,091 went to the Striv S1, and those are the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base XP. He fired 12 rounds in that game, got 9 direct hits and 6 penetrations, so some of those blind shots did hit the target and some of them didn't. 2 splash hits as well. Damage of 5,632 hit points, of which 3,145 was at more than 300 meters. So those are some of the long range shots that he took from quite some distance away. 18 hits received, only one of which actually penetrated. 16 non-penetrations on 1 hit by way of splash from somebody who fired HE at him. He blocked 6,390 hit points in total. Just goes to show how tough the T95 is. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles, damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 3, did 555 hit points of spotting assist in that game. On a premium count, he earned 73,686 credits, got 34,632 from holiday ops, total of 108,318 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he still took away a profit of 53,268 credits. He got 25 bonds because it was tier 10, and he also completed a mission, and 1,914 experience points, 7,656 from holiday ops mission completion, and 9,570 XP altogether. So a very good game there for Andromeda in the first one on Abbey. Let's have a look at the second battle. Well, that was the one on Studzianki, if you remember. And in this one, he managed to get a second class tanker, so not as high in the classification, but he still had a good game. Got a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and yet again he got a steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game as well, and his win rate on this battle was 3,501, so super Unicum standard. If we look at the team score, we can see that he managed to get 4,970 hit points in this game. Next high scorer being the Scorpion G on his own team with 3,911, and that guy got a tank sniper. And the next high score after that was the Tortoise on the enemy team with 2,798. His platoon mates in this one were Total Party Bottom in the T95. He did well with 1,750, and the other one was Crap But Happy, and he got 798 hit points, but he did get 2 kills out of that game as well. So not bad for him. When it came to kills in this game, I'm afraid Andromeda didn't get any, but he did do a lot of damage. In fact, the most damage in the game. And when it came to base XP, you can see he was second because the high scorer was the Scorpion G. He was tier 8 and he was in a tier 9 game, so he earned more XP from the shots that he was making. 1,193 experience points to him, 1,086 to Andromeda, and those are the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base. He fired 10 rounds in this game, got 8 direct hits and 6 penetrations on the enemy, 1 splash, damage of 4,970 hit points, of which 1,730 was at more than 300 meters. So more less long range shots on this game than on the previous one. He received 18 hits from the enemy, 4 of which penetrated, 14 non-penetrations, most of which actually hit the tracks. He blocked damage of 1,500, so a lot less blocked, but he was, well, he did lose quite a lot of hit points as well when he went around that corner on the railway track. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 5 enemy vehicles damaged, none killed, and 178 hit points of damage assistance, plus he got 66 capture points in the cap. On the credits side, he earned 60,614 credits, 28,489 from holiday ops, total of 89,103, so he did earn as much as the previous game. But after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, he took away 42,575 credits for the game, which is not bad. 1,629 XP, 6,516 from holiday ops, took away 8,145 experience points altogether. So a very good game, and another couple of battle hero medals, but not quite as good on the credits or the XP, but still a good game overall. So let's have a look at the third battle, the last one on Cliff. Well, in this game, that was an ace tanker game. Yes, he really held it all together in that one. And he also got a fire for effect, a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, just 1 short of getting a top gun. He got a shell proof, again, a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a duelist, a Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks, and another Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 6 in this one. Yet again, he got another cool headed for surviving 10 or more ricochets from the enemy, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and yet again he got another steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game, and this time round his win rate was 7,811, a very good score, super unicum, not quite as good as the first battle in terms of win rate, but still better than the second one, and of course, yes, it was an ace tanker. So let's have a look at the team score for this one. Well, he's right at the top of the table with 4,980 hit points of damage. The next high scorer being the Progetto 46 on the enemy team with 3,557, and then followed that by the Foch on his own team with 3,413 hit points. When it came to kills, he got the highest number again with 5 kills. 4 kills went to that Striv 1030, and then 3 kills to the Foch and the GW Panther on his own team. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got the top on that one. So he's got the top in all 3 columns again, just like he did on the first game. 1,551, which is a pretty high base XP for this sort of game. The next highest scorer didn't get over 1,000. He only got 902, and that was the IS that went to the cap and got killed there. So a very good game on the techs, on the team score. Let's have a look at detail. 15 shots fired in this one, 12 direct hits, 10 penetrations, so he got a better score, better direct hit ratio, 4,980 hit points, all of it at close range in this one, 32 hits received from the enemy, 4 of which penetrated, 23 non-penetrations, and 10 hits by way of splash damage. The enemy was definitely trying to kill him, but they just couldn't get the shots to penetrate. Only 4 of them actually went in, and most of those were from the Type 61 and the 6x6, who actually had the side of him during that brief moment in the Western Pass. 3,150 hit points of damage blocked by the armour, 5 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, and 2,259 hit points of spotting assist, and that's where he got the spotting medal. On a premium count, he earned 75,963 credits from this game, 50,000 credits for completing the mission, so I think that's the first victory of the day, total 125,963 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables. Remember, he didn't fire that much in the way of premium ammo. In fact, he was forced to fire the premium ammo because he'd run out of standard shells, and as a result, he ended up with 65,282 credits profit. So it was a profitable game, but he probably could have dealt with a few more standard AP rounds instead of the APCR, the expensive APCR rounds. 2,326 XP, times 2 for the first victory, and he took away 4,653 experience points. So he got less in the way of experience points, but that's because he'd used up all his holiday ops bonuses by then, and therefore he only got a minor amount on XP, but he still got a nice amount of credits. So it was a really good game, and of course it was an ace tanker game to finish it off. And so congratulations for Andromeda. Not the first time he's had an ace tanker, he's done it before. In fact, he's done it quite a lot of times before, and he sent us the replays, and I think we've actually got them on the channel, so do look around for them, or just look up T95, and you're bound to see a game by Andromeda, at least in a few of them. So I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channels on both YouTube and Rumble, and we're on both platforms, remember, because there is a possibility that YouTube, in fact Google, who are actually being sued by the United States government for antitrust violations and being sued by Rumble, might actually, well, they might actually be fined by the US government for antitrust violations. And well, we want to preserve and make sure that these videos are available to our members, to those people who send them in. So we're uploading them to 2 platforms. And the other platform being Rumble, of course, who is a relatively new YouTube alternative. And of course, we're making sure that you'll always have your videos available, so you've either way. And we're hoping that well, we'll have an answer to what actually happens with the lawsuits sometime in the near future. But it will not. There is no other reason other than to make sure that A, you can keep your videos, and B, that the channel gets paid the appropriate amount for the uploads we're making to them. So yes, do leave a comment down below, give the videos a like, and thank you very much for watching.